Before anything else, go into the options. Set the resolution to the highest possible setting. I also recommend disabling screen shake and motion blur. For the sound settings, I strongly recommend turning the music volume way down, or even completely muting it. And yes, I'm the guy who made both music tracks for Droz Elite. And I'm telling you to turn them off. You can always turn the music back on when you reach Droz Elite, laughed. But seriously, when you're playing for several hours in the same area and the same song keeps repeating every 2 minutes, you'll understand why I recommend turning it off. For the in-game options, I recommend checking the same settings I'm showing here. Otherwise, your chat is going to be spammed with useless information, like EXP gains and loot notifications. It also helps keep the chat from covering up one of the game's tutorials, which, honestly, isn't exactly the most intuitive. For the controls, I recommend changing the move forward, move backward, move left, and move right keys. Personally, I use ZQSD because I'm playing on an AZERTY keyboard. And make sure you assign a key to sit. Being seated allows your character to regenerate much faster, which can be really useful. The first thing you should know when you start playing Florensia is that there are 4 main cities. Each major island has one main city. This is your safe zone, where you'll find NPCs, quests, shops, and so on. Then, around each island, you'll find different PvE areas where the monsters are. Some areas can also be PvP zones, so be careful. But don't worry about that on the first island, it's 100% PvE. Basically, the island you start on is called Cardiff Island. The city where you spawn is Roxbury. If you're curious and walk around Roxbury, you'll notice some mysterious portals. If you enter them, they'll take you to PvE areas called Weedbridge and Larkstown. And inside those 2 PvE areas, you'll find even more portals leading to other PvE zones. But I'll let you discover those yourself by following the game's story and quests. Speaking of quests, when you first start playing, I strongly recommend following all the quests. They're the easiest way to discover the game and understand how everything works. Quests. So, how do you find and accept quests? To follow the game's story, keep an eye on your mini-map. You'll see icons that look like scrolls. There are 2 types of scrolls. Rolled up scroll, the NPC has a quest for you. Unrolled scroll, you have completed a quest and can turn it in to the NPC. There are several types of quests. Killing monsters. Talking to specific NPCs. Escorting an NPC through monsters. Boss quests. And speaking of boss quests, you're probably not going to be able to kill these bosses by yourself. You'll need a group. So let me show you a clean and easy way to find someone to help you with your quest. In the chat, there are 6 different channels. General, only players around you can see your message. Party, a chat channel only for your party. Guild, only members of your guild can see the message. Trade, everyone can see it, but this channel is specifically for trading. If you want to sell or buy something, this is where you post it. You can also link an item in the chat by holding Shift plus left click on the item. This will make the item appear directly in the chat. Shout. Everyone can see your message. Whisper, used to talk privately with another player. For our boss quest, the channel we're interested in is Shout. You can write something polite like this, preferably in English. I need help for, boss name, quest, PRB. Now you might be wondering, what does PRB mean? PRB stands for Party Recruitment Board. It's basically a recruitment menu where you can find all kinds of groups. Groups for EXP, trading, bosses, towers, and much more. So, how do you create a PRB? Click here, then go to the announcement bubble. Enter your announcement. You only have 20 characters, so keep it short. For our example, I would write, Boss name, quest please. And remember, always be polite. It's much more likely that someone will want to help you. Then just wait a few seconds, maybe a minute. And usually, someone will come along and invite you to their party. So far, I've only been talking about the land-based part of Florensia. Because yes, there's also another part of the game that takes place on the water. You can fight sea monsters with your ship. But I'll cover all the maritime content in another guide. For now, let's stay focused on the land-based part of the game. Here are a few useful tips. Whenever you kill monsters, loot everything. But always keep your upgrade stones. And keep all the equipment you loot as well, weapons, armor, and accessories. You can exchange this equipment at the blacksmith in town for crystals. Then, by combining those crystals with upgrade stones, you can improve your equipment. At the beginning, I recommend prioritizing your main weapon and your chest armor. I also recommend stopping at +4 maximum, because beyond that, there's a risk of losing the equipment when upgrading. And if you're paying attention while exploring the PvE zones, you might come across these monuments. If you click Memorize, this location becomes your respawn point. So if you die, you'll respawn at that monument instead of going all the way back to town. There's also an item sold by the grocery NPC that allows you to teleport directly to a memorized monument. Very useful when you have to travel a long distance. And remember, Florensia is an MMORPG. So part of the fun is also discovering the game for yourself. I'm showing you the basics and the most important things you need to know when starting out, but there are still a lot of things to discover. So with that said, have fun, and enjoy Florensia!